for the March 28th meeting of the Meriwether County Board of Commissioners. We're glad all of you could make it this evening. At this time, if you have a cell phone or other electronic device, we ask that you please turn it off for the remainder of the meeting. We will stand for the invocation, and please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Let us pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for another day that you've given us. We thank you that we have the opportunity to come together and talk about the business and the direction of this county. As always, dear Lord, we just ask that you guide our thoughts, our actions, and most importantly, our words as we make these decisions. We thank you for everyone that is here tonight, and we ask that you watch over them and give them a safe trip home. And we pray these things in your name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our first item will be to adopt the agenda, and we have a couple of changes. Under new business, we need to take off number 12, discussion of CHP program that was in our work session. Add number 12, lease of sheriff's office vehicles. Number 13, lease public works equipment. Okay, can we have a motion to adopt the agenda, please?
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor? We have the minutes from the March 8, 2017 meeting. We've had opportunity to read over these. Are there any corrections, changes that need to be made?
Having read them, Madam Chair, I move we accept as presented.
All right, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor? We come time now for the municipal comments, and we're happy to say tonight that we have 4 of our cities represented. We'll start with Mayor Glover from Greenville.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I can finally stand and say we have started, finally, on Greenville's North. Thank you, Carol, for all you've done.
I saw looking on it this afternoon. Thank you.
Yeah, finally. Thank you, Greenville.
And we have newly elected Mayor Hancock from Luthersville. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I was sworn in last night, so today was my first official day of being at City Hall as the mayor. But I have a list already ready anyway. So anyway, I thank all the people that voted for me. And the one thing that I did ask the audience last night at City Council, that people came to me during the election and said, what are you going to do about it? And what are you going to do about it? And what is the city going to do about it? And all this. So my challenge last night was, I will do anything anybody else will do. And I've been picking up trash for years. But I also said, I can't do all this by myself. We are a city that needs to work together just like we're a county that needs to work together. So I'm going to ask everybody in my city, we're going to have new committees and stuff to join with me. Y'all are going to see some changes this year, so just wait.
Thank you. Congratulations. All right, we have Mayor Prater from Warm Springs.
This morning I met with the owner of the hotel and got an update from him, and they were supposed to have finished the stucco on the outside, and that should be just about all they were going to do before they went inside. The sprinkler system was being installed. It should be installed Friday, and they'll start putting sheetrock and all the interiors in. The legislature did pass the annexation bill, and when the governor signs it, or July 1st, whichever comes first, we will add 11 plus acres to
111
acres. Yeah, 111 acres to the city limits of Warm Springs, and the challenge now is for us to begin the development plan. We have had an ongoing planning group meets monthly. We have been fortunate to have a consumer advocate with us to help us look at some ADA problems in our city. And one of the things the planning group decided at our last meeting was that we wanted to make Warm Springs as much the best city for those with disabilities.
Thank you. All right, we have Mr. Johnson from Woodbury.
Ma'am, nothing to report.
All right, thank you for being here. All right, we'll move on to our constitutional officers, and I believe Sheriff Smith.
No, ma'am, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we're going to start with our department heads, and before we start our regular round, we want to ask Jasmine from our animal shelter to come up front, and Mr. Gay has a few words he wants to.
Yes, ma'am. The chair commissioners, Jasmine's coming before us tonight. She approached me the other day. She actually has a new career opportunity, and we wish her very well. I told her I could be very selfish and say, no, I don't want you to do this, but I understand, and I'm very proud for her. I'm also very proud of the great job she's done. She's provided great leadership. I don't think anyone, unless people who have ever been there, understands how difficult the job is that she does and has done. And I just want to tell her thank you for the great job she's done and wish her the very best, and know that she has our support going forward, and any way we can help her, we certainly will.
Thank you, guys.
We do appreciate what you've done. We'll certainly miss you
Thank you.
and do wish you well.
I'm excited, but it's bittersweet nonetheless. So, but
Well,
I
we do
appreciate
thank a lot of you, and so do other unmentionable people. I received a text message 15 minutes after I found out.
Oh, word travels fast, yeah.
Social media.
Yes. Okay. Well, I appreciate it, and I'll miss this place. And y'all know that you can always still call me, and I'm only going to be in Palmetto. If you guys ever need me, I will be right here.
In that case, you might as well stay. Because not too many people can handle 50 dogs at one time.
Yeah,
Get 'em out
that's true.
and
But yeah, you
did
guys
an
can
awesome
call
job.
me anytime. I'm always there to help. So, but I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll start making our rounds with the department heads. We'll start over here, Tyrell.
Okay.
Alphonse. Ron.
All I have is public here.
Okay. Huh?
Bridget.
Oh, Brent, you're hiding. You know I usually call you first. What did I do?
I saw Commissioner Fred earlier, I apologize. Thanks for looking out for me, but nothing to report. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Skip, okay, that's right, he's over there behind the camera.
You have that too. Anything?
Okay. All right, any other department heads? All right,
That's it.
we'll move on to the chamber.
Yes, two quick things. One is I want to remind everybody about Charlotte's Well, which is coming up Saturday in the City of Gay. That's a live theater production to be held outdoors at Corpus Farms. And it's a partnership between Maryland County and the Serenity Playhouse. So we're very fortunate to get them down here. And then the only other thing is I want to remind those of you who are coming to the consulate luncheon tomorrow. And I did receive, and I apologize for cutting and taping this together, but my internet has been down all day, and so I couldn't forward this to you. But anyway, this is the list of people, if you want to try to memorize their names. I was amused because they even included a pronunciation guide though for us, so that's nice. And then these are the people from the local level, local folks that will be in attendance. Y'all can just pass one of those down. Okay, so that starts at 12 o'clock. Y'all can be there then. You may want this for the paper. You might want to come over and take a photo.
Let's see their story.
Let's go ahead and look at that, Ms.
This
Wayne.
is the Warm Springs at the, Roosevelt Hall. Nice photo op.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Madam Chair, Carolyn, this is a much larger number than that was first discussed, right?
I don't recall the number that was first discussed. There are 68 consulate offices in Atlanta, so I wasn't sure how many of those were going to be in attendance. But you met with the group early on, so that was probably more than what you had expected from your earlier meetings with them. So I think they heard about the trip to Richland Rum, which follows the Village One Parade.
Okay, there was.
And I said, yeah, I think I'd like to go. So,
Well, this is a great honor for the
Yeah,
county.
it is.
It's a really great honor. Thank you.
yes, ma'am, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you. All right, I think that, that covers everyone from the different departments, and we'll move on to a public hearing, and we will handle these separately. So can we have them, isn't that right, that we need to do them separately? The first one will be the petition to abandon a portion of Jimmy Clark Road. Can we have a motion to go into a public hearing?
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right, we're in public hearing. Ron?
Have a petition tonight from a property owner, Mr. Keith Somow. He's making a petition to the Board of Commissioners to abandon a section of Jimmy Clark Road from German Road to Mockingbird Road. It's about 1/8 of a mile in length. The required public notices in the paper 2 weeks prior to this meeting they were published, and we also put a public notice sign on each end of the road, at each end of the beginning and termination of the proposed section be closed. And I have a map here for any county commission to look at, or anybody from the public want to look at a map here, and I'll explain the map if I need to. And other than that, the applicant petition, Mr. Keith Somow, was here. And so I guess it's time now for him to present his petition to you. And you should have a copy of his petition packet.
We do.
Madam Chairman, Commissioners, y'all are here tonight to do the public hearing to determine whether or not this section of roadway has ceased to serve any significant public purpose. I think that's the key language there.
Okay. All right.
Hi, I'm Keith Summerhour, and that's my farm there on Jimmy Clark Road. And the problem that we've been having since 2007, when we built our house there, was we adjoin on one side Quercus Farms, on the other side the wildlife management area, and Willis Everett on the other side. And every year, particularly getting close to deer season, but also in the spring, we have trucks drive down that section of dirt road. It looks like nobody lives there, and nobody has lived there. And that particular section of road runs along a ridge, and that ridge drops off on both sides with the exception of where the house is. So they shoot out of the truck, and we have 4 boys. They have a lot of friends there, and you know, we're worried about the safety of that. But 2 years ago, Quercus Farms actually called the I guess it was the Greenville County Sheriff, or I can't remember the law enforcement group, and we actually caught 6 drunken poachers and prosecuted them. But that hasn't stopped. A more comical thing was we were out back of the house, and somebody started shooting while we were there at the pool. And I just had enough, so I got in the truck and went down there, and he said, "Oh, I'm just shooting at foxes." And I'm like, "This is my property." And then he contacts my office and says he wants a job as my game manager. So I guess that qualified him. We also have the issue of dumping of deer body parts from I don't know who, but that's occurred on the 25 acres directly across. We've also had several wrecks because there are several sections there that don't drain well, and as soon as it rains, we'll get mud boggers come out and tear up those sections. One's right at the turn from Mockingbird to the right on Jimmy Clark, and the other section is at the end towards Germany, and it can make it impossible for, I do it because we have trucks, but people in cars can't. My intention is not to keep neighbors, adjacent neighbors, from driving through there if they're enjoying the day. This section of road, it is not required to drive through there to get to any other property. It only serves my house. And I have 2 part-time people that work there on the farm. So they're there all the time. So we know, what happens during the day. We see it. And this it's been going on a long time. So we would like to find a way to stop that kind of traffic. If it means putting up a gate and we give keys to the neighbors, great. Or if it's a swing gate, great. We have the equipment to take care of the road. I think the road grading that does occur would last a lot longer if we didn't have it immediately torn up by these, I don't know who, big trucks that come through there. A lot of this is happening at 4:30 in the morning. So we've had wildlife management officers there, but not only patrol, but stake out the property for all the shooting that's going on. I've talked to them, Keith Waddell, who's the law enforcement person there, as well as the game people. They're all for this. They feel like it'll really cut down on the work that they're having to do. Spoke with Quercus, Mr. Everett, as well as David Rayleigh, all my adjacent neighbors. They all know the problem. We all deal with the same problem. So I would like to seek some solution that would end this problem. And again, because the road is on a ridge, it's not like shooting ends in a bank. It just keeps on going. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
About how many cars go down that road each day?
A maximum of 3 cars. Usually it's just 1 or 2. One would be Quercus Farm if they're loading cattle off of Germany, but I hear they're not doing that lease anymore, but they could also go down Flat Shoals to get to that leased property. Willis cuts through there on his way to Gay every once in a while, and then I have my people that work for me. So that's it. On the weekends, we'll get some nice people in golf carts who live up off of corner of Flat Shoals in Germany, and we love that. They come down with their kids, and we totally love that. We do get people who park at the WMA with these ATVs that don't have mufflers on them and just tear up and down that road. So it's disturbing, but that's the kind of activity we get. Very, very little traffic through there.
Any other
Thank you for that.
questions?
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, also signed up to speak is Mr. Rawlinson.
Yes. My name's Kenneth Rawlinson. I've been living on Mount Carmel Road for 33 years. And I have 32 years of traveling all these dirt roads for various reasons. I'm quite familiar with them. And my purpose of coming in here is to show the Board of Commissioners the importance of that road to our citizens, to our EMS, our Sheriff's Department, school system, and our postal system. Let me just give
I said, will you show us where
Okay.
you are in relation to...
I gotta look at it first and get myself oriented. This is the road in question. I'm going to call this, for simplicity purposes, Jimmy Clark Short. That's the road that Mr. Summerhour wants closed. Jimmy Clark also continues, I call this Jimmy Clark Long, out to Mount Carmel Road. This is not requested to be closed. This is the section that Mr. Summerhour would like closed. It meets up with Germany Road. Germany Road runs 2 miles back to Mount Carmel Road and 1 mile to Flat Shoals Road. The total distance from Mount Carmel Road to Flat Shoals Road is 3 miles. The distance from Germany Road to Jimmy Clark Long is 1.7 miles. The distance from Jimmy Clark Long down to, well, basically Mockingbird Lane is 1.4 miles. And the distance from Jimmy Clark Short down to Flat Shoals is 0.7. The distance here is 2.1 miles. Well, essentially we're talking about 1.7, 3 miles, 2.1, a very large tract of land. Okay? This road here is the only road that crosses laterally. If this road were to be gone, the only way you could transition from Jimmy Clark Road or Mockingbird Lane to Germany Road is via Flat Shoals Road or Mount Carmel Road. This is the only crossroad. So let's imagine some situations where this could affect, well, first of all, let me talk about where people live. We've got people that live here on Jimmy Clark Long down to about, that's Twin Lakes, okay. From about here to here. I don't know how many houses exactly, but there's people that live along there. We have people that live in here. There's several houses here that basically are in here. There's Mr. Summerhauer's house's place is right here, just so building there. We've got Williams Circle, which is going to factor into this discussion right here. And we've got over here one house and one kind of like a camping trailer. And then up here is all Joe Kerr's. So let's just talk about how this could affect not only these people, but our emergency services. Let's take as an example that we've got a sheriff's deputy that is on patrol, and he's coming down Mount Carmel Road. He's coming down Mount Carmel Road, right up in here, proceeding along. A burglary crew from Upson County is working his way up toward 85 and makes a right turn at Flat Shoals Road. Starts going down Flat Shoals Road, and as it gets down to Williams Circle, it makes a left, just looking for a house to rob. Goes into Williams Circle and says, "This is perfect. It's off the road. There's a house. It looks like it's unoccupied," and begins to do a burglary. Someone sees that burglary in progress and calls 911. 911 puts a call out to that deputy. That deputy, the shortest way that he can get there, come off of Mount Carmel Road, down the 2 miles of a very rough, muddy road. Actually, it's more than 2. It's 2 to Mr. Summerhauer's, and then just a short distance to Wayne Circle. He's got a good run to make here. So he's en route, and these guys finish their job. They go back out to Flat Shoals Road, and someone sees them leave, and they turn right on Flat Shoals Road. They get nervous. They want to get off Flat Shoals Road, and they turn onto, go down here. Here's Flat Shoals Road. So they came out of Williams Circle. They're down here now, coming up Flat Shoals Road, and they say, okay, well, we don't want to be on this road. And they get up on Mockingbird Lane. Okay? Now they're going up here trying to get lost. Without this road, that sheriff deputy has no choice but to continue in this direction. out to Fletch Shoals Road, out to Mockingbird Lane, and try and make an apprehension, very good chance he's going to lose the person. With this road, and he finds out that they've made that turn, he comes right down the road, Jimmy Clark short to Mr. Summerhour close, and bingo, perhaps makes an apprehension. That road is vital in a number of ways. That's one. So that would be the Sheriff's Department. Let's do the Fire Department. Again, I'm going to use William Circle, but there's other examples I could give, but this example was given to me by a fireman. When I mentioned this to him, it wasn't a department head or anything, didn't like it, didn't like the idea of closing it, and he immediately gave me an example of exactly how they would go to a fire if one was in place. So, let's get up here to Gay, Georgia, and let's go to the EMS station and the firehouse up in here. A fire starts down here in Williams Circle. Gay station takes the call, or 911 calls them. Gay launches. Come down here, they go right behind Mr. Chastain's place, and they go down Twin Lakes Road. This is the way they're coming, just like this, Twin Lakes Road. They get down here to Jimmy Clark Long, they make a right, and now get on Jimmy Clark Short, the section Mr. Summerhour wants to close, and bingo, they're there. Okay. If this road is gone, then they must travel down Flat Shoals, all the way down this way, up to Germany Road, and into Williams Road, a longer distance. In that longer distance, a life could be lost. A house could be totally burned down. And, you know, we recently had the bond referendum to improve our fire services with upgraded services and manned stations, and this is, of course, I was in favor of it, I'm glad it passed, but this is, of course, is going to cause an increase in property taxes. The only way we can offset these property taxes for the citizens of this county is to demonstrate to the insurance companies that our fire plan works, that we're more nimble, we're quicker, you know, we're on the fire quicker. Closing roads is not in our interest here in Meriwether County. At least not this one. It's too vital for this entire section. You could also run, you know, any other kind of scenario as you want. You could have a brush fire over here. The fire is now moving across. This road is closed. Hey, the fire is moving. The firemen have now got to come all the way down and all the way up, and hopefully they can fight the fire over here. But if this road is closed, they can fight the fire all along it, as well as here. So it's an important road. Let's do an EMS example. EMS is also located up in Bay. It gets the call that one of our many bicyclists is riding down Germany Road. He gets down here, and he's right in here about where the old Red O'Neill place is. He crosses the creek there, and he hits a rock and he goes down hard, and he's injured. Call goes in, same thing, the station comes out. There's only one way to get to him, unless you want to spend all day doing it. You dang sure don't want to go all the way out Mount Carmel Road to Germany Road. That'd take you forever. If you were to go Flat Shoals Road and all the way down, that'd take you a long time too. But if you use Twin Lakes Road, hook up with the road in question that wants to be closed, make the left turn there, and bada bing, you're there. That's for EMS. School. I went over to the bus department. Well, first I went to the school board and was directed over to the bus department. And I spoke with one employee over there, and my question was, are you currently using this road for bus traffic? And the person looked at the computer and said, no, we're not. But if we have any children of school age that show up in here, or anywhere in here, or become of age, or move in, then we have to service that area, and yes, we would want this road open. Okay? Talked with the post office in Gay. Bernice said, oh, we're aware of it. We know that, there's a motion to close that road, and our 2 rural drivers, or our 1 rural driver, he does use this road to deliver the mail today, now, as we're speaking. And he says that the closure of that road is going to affect his route by 4 to 5 miles longer. Now, I don't think that bothers him, because he's paid by mileage. I don't really think that's a big issue with him, but it costs the taxpayer more money. So my importance here is showing you that this is a vital road, even though most people might not think so. Mr. Summerhour cites poaching. Well, unless you're living on your property full-time, you don't know what's going on. I mean, if you're not there, all kinds of things could be going on. You could find livestock dead, never know why they're dead. You could say, yeah, well, they've been shot, drive-bys. That's what that is a drive-by. I had 3 drive-bys at my place this year. I asked for my road to be closed. The way you handle that is, a drive-by with a domesticated animal, that is an act of animal cruelty. That's handled by the sheriff, not handled by DNR, because it's not wildlife. I also heard that Mr. Summerall had said that he had 2 dogs that were taken by poachers. And my question to that is how would you know? How would you know they were taken by poachers? How do you know that they just didn't get up here and joe curs and get disorientated and get lost like a lot of dogs do? And that's another call to the sheriff. That's theft on private property. That's not a DNR issue. And I don't know how you would know that, but I would think that what you would do then is you would contact animal control and find out if they had dogs. I don't know if you did that or not. But this is an important road. Now I want to talk about the one reason that the county commissioners may be thinking it's in the county's favor to close the road, and that's road maintenance. I know these roads very, very well. Jimmy Clark Road through here is mostly flat. It does have some water. It does have some mud. But at about here, it starts climbing in elevation until it gets here to Mockingbird and the road in question. It climbs right on up. It's the highest elevation right here, right there. Germany Road is a much worse road than Jimmy Clark Road as far as maintenance goes. It's got all kinds of dips, got lots of runoff, causing erosion, got lots of mud, requires maintenance. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But it too, after you cross the creek by Red O'Neill's place, it's a steady climb up. Okay? When you get to the section Mr. Summerhour wants to close, it's high elevation and it's flat. Okay? It's flat. This is the best road in the entire area. And I went and did a open records request on the work done in the last 2 years on Jimmy Clark Road. And that's what I asked for, was Jimmy Clark Road. I didn't break it down to Jimmy Clark Short or Jimmy Clark Long, Jimmy Clark Road. And what I got was that in 2 years' time, on Jimmy Clark Long, there was 2 motor grades, and there were 2 times the gravel was spread on Jimmy Clark Long. Now, how do I know that it doesn't extend to Jimmy Clark Short? I don't per se know that, but when you come over to one of the other pages that I got from the open records request, it specifies where they graded. And it says, Benji and Bruce graded and ditched from Germany end to Mockingbird Road one time in 2 years. Now, these roads, they require maintenance about every 6 or 7 months. But the one that Mr. Summerhour wants to close is so flat and such a good road, it doesn't require much maintenance. So I don't see where that's an issue the county should really consider. I don't think closing this road is in the interest of these people here, or in our emergency service, or with our insurance company on our fire plan. I certainly would hate to see it closed. I use it. And I will say this, and I mean this, in all the times that I've used that road, I have never once seen a person at Mr. Summerhour's place. I've never seen any dogs. I can't even say I've seen a car there. But I was told that Mr. Summerhour is only there infrequently on weekends. I've never seen anything there. I saw the place being built, but other than that, I just don't see anything there. So that's pretty much all I have to say. I just don't think closing that road's in the best interest of the county. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any questions?
I have one question for Mr. Wallace. Could you show me where you live in proximity to that road?
Yeah. Here's Germany Road.
Okay.
I live 2.2 miles north on Mount Carmel Road.
Thank you.
About 3/4 of a mile north of White Oak Creek.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, we have one other person signed up to speak, Mr. Bettis.
And I haven't done all my homework. You said the landowner? My name's Welcome Bettis.
Summerhour.
And are you the architect?
I am.
From? Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I live between there and Kenneth. I moved to Merriweather 20 years ago, and I was somebody that rode dirt roads to get a feel of the place. I was also looking over in South Fulton and some other areas, and it was just how, and I found a tract on the river that's north of this map. And have any of y'all rode this section?
Oh, in the past, yes.
I was on it a week and a half. How long was it on?
Yeah.
About 2 weeks ago?
Okay. Now, will this be voted on tonight? Oh, okay. Well, then we won't have time to run out there before dark.
Good guess.
Well, I'm just disappointed. I mean, Merriweather's a beautiful place. This man's got a nice track. Of course, there's a lot of good-looking spots around it. But more significantly, he has constructed a structure that is architecturally significant. It doesn't outgrace God's work around him. His architecture complements it. And I'm just disappointed, as beautiful and inspirational as it is, that we're going to lose the chance to enjoy it. And I know you're due your privacy, and I certainly in my 20 years have had my enforcement issues with the hound dogs and collars, and ain't no end to it. What's on them idiots will do. But really, this county needs your kind of presence. Really, I mean, I got a radio tower next to me, thanks to a commission meeting about 12, 14 years ago. So, thank you for what you've done. And maybe with some additional enforcement, and I know Keith Waddell's busy because he's chasing duck hunters up on way in the river.
Mr. Betts.
But him being relieved of having to come cater to you,
Mr. Bettis. Can you talk to us?
And I tried to But thanks for your evening.
All right.
Welcome to WELTON.
Does anybody have any questions?
Can you come back to more meetings?
When it comes to closing the road, it's something.
Y'all probably tired of that.
Sure, I forgot one other point, can I make it?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay. I was told when I first started looking into this, that the landowners, DNR was in favor of his request. I went and talked with Chuck Smith, and Chuck put me in, set up an appointment with me and Keith Waddell, and I met him at Joe Kerr's. And we started having this discussion. And we talked about poaching, what was going on down there. And he said, yeah, there is activity down there. And my point was, is you close this road here, that isn't gonna stop poaching. Mr. Summerhour owns this land here, all the way over here. He owns this land here, all the way over here. The poachers are gonna come in. They got 3 places to come in, here, here, and here. Here, in from Joe Kerr's and over from Germany Road. It ain't gonna stop poachers. Drive-bys? Yeah, it'll cut down on drive-bys. But we all have drive-bys if you got any land around here. So, in talking with Keith Waddell about it, this is what he said, and he was emphatic about it. He said, I am telling you right now, I don't have a dog in this fight, I'm neutral. I'm neither in favor of it, nor am I against it. I won't oppose it, but I will not be at the meeting. That's what he told me. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Summerford, would you have any comments you'd like to make?
Yes, please, thank you. I appreciate all the additional information about EMS and fire protection, and I did meet with the head of EMS here and fire, and because the road only goes to my house, they thought that would be okay, that it would be fine because there would still be driveway access to the house. Secondly, a lot of what the gentleman has talked about may be true from a distance standpoint, but everybody takes flat shoals to Germany because it's paved. So the quickest route anywhere from EMS in Gay is to take flat shoals right to Germany and take a left into the short Jimmy Clark there. Again, I'll say it's not my intent to keep neighbors out. If there's a solution that makes everybody happy, that's great. My intent is to create a safe environment and a place that we can live in safety and also enjoy the peace and quiet that we do have there. So can I answer any questions for anybody here?
Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think Mr. Bennett's had it.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Banks? Yeah, sure.
Well, the scenic pathways, which is something that had been done years ago, that road goes through Covered Bridge and swings through that bottom. And then when it comes past Willage and comes out somewhere right about in, across the road anyway, that's the power line. Well, anyway, it's natural for this traffic that's out looking for this scenic stuff, to swing through here. And like I said, it incorporates all this WMA's, 3,500 acres and Mount Carmel, and so it ties in, and I don't want him to be providing us with our recreational activities. Yet, we've got so few of these attractions in Marywood.
Thank you. There, are we gonna go out and vote on this one, then go in the other one?
Yes, we did.
All right, we have a motion to go out of the public hearing.
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right, we're back into regular session, so now we'll take action on the first item, which was the abandoned portion of Jimmy Clark Road. Any comments?
Madam Chair, that is in my district. Once I was aware of it, I did contact Ron Garrett. I did have an opportunity to go and drive on the road. I went both routes, going in and coming out. And I want to say to both gentlemen, thank you so much for your presentation and your concern. We appreciate that. You both brought a different site for me to look at and consider, and I really do appreciate that. My main concern, which has always been concerned about closing roads, is accessibility and public safety, as well as the future growth of what Meriwether County would look like. At this time, it may to some seem like it's not serving a purpose, but as we grow and expand and the accessibility to getting to roads, when individuals cut these roads, they cut them for a purpose. And part of that was to connect and make sure people were able to get out and do different things. So just, once again, after looking at the roads and hearing what was said today, I just think that, is this the time I make my comment about closing or not closing?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So for me personally, I'm not for closing the road.
Okay, do you make that in the form of a motion?
I make it in the form of a motion that the road is not closed.
All right, do we have a second?
I second the motion.
All right, do we have any other discussion? I'd like to make one comment. I do appreciate the information that's been brought here tonight too. And it's a difficult decision for us to close roads. We have found when it's been done in the past, even some that's been brought to our attention, you can't go back and undo it. And we have had some situations where we needed that accessibility for those roads that were closed. Now, I feel sure that, I understand the issues that you mentioned. I'm sure working with the sheriff's office or whomever, there could probably, maybe some things could be done to help with some of those issues that you did bring up to us. Are there any other comments? All right, call for a vote. All in favor? All opposed? Okay. The road will remain open. All right, now we have a second public hearing. Can we have a motion to go into a public hearing once again?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right, we're in a public hearing regarding a request from Jackie Scott. Ron?
Yeah, this is for a request to rezone property. This property is owned by Jackie Scott. He is here to make a rezone request to rezone his 5-acre tract A1 to RD. In other words, he wants to divide that 5 acres into 2 equal tracts for the purpose of deeding each one of his sons a 2.5-acre tract. The tract is in the A1 zoning district, which is a minimum lot size of 25 acres, and the rezone request is for RD, which is a 2-acre minimum lot size. The reason for the request is to divide and deed each of his 2 sons 2.5 acres to build a house. The lot currently has an old vacant house that is being demolished to build a new house for one son. The second son plans to build a house on the property in the future. There are several tracts of land within 1/2 mile of the subject property that range in size from 1 acre to 5 acres. The hardship imposed upon the property owner is much higher than the relative gain to the public if the rezone is denied. The proposed zoning will be a use that is suitable in view of the use and development of adjacent and nearby property, because adjacent and nearby properties are all small lots and are residential in use. The proposed rezoning will not adversely affect the existing use or usability of adjacent or nearby property. The zone proposal will not cause an excessive or burdensome use of existing streets, transportation facilities, utilities, or schools, and the zone proposed is in conformity with the policies and intent of our future land use plan. It is my recommendation that the rezoning request be approved with one condition. I'll read that condition, but I won't strike it. The condition that I first put in my recommendation to the county commissioner is if the land subdivision creates a landlocked parcel, the front parcel must grant a 30-foot wide perpetual access easement to the landlocked parcel. The deed and plat must make reference to the access easement. I'll strike that condition from my recommendation because both tracks will have access to a public road. There's a private road running right down beside the property. It's private, but it's public. So the property doesn't matter how it's split, east and west or north and south. One property, they both have access, either from Stovall Road or from the little private drive. So that condition is not valid now.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair, just repeat that one more time. They both will have access to Stovall Road?
No, they will have access to their property,
Okay.
both of them. So if they divide it, it will not create a landlocked parcel.
Okay. Will not.
But the access for one would be through this private road.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You can only get to one unless you go down the private road.
Well, no,
They don't have
it depends. Let me show you the map. That'll clear it up for you.
You can't go on private roads. You need an easement. So Ron, you would need an easement then?
No.
You don't need one now?
Don't need one. No.
Okay.
See, this is, I'll lay it up here.
I don't know.
This is the tract right here, proposed for rezoning for subdivision. It's 5 acres. This is located in the Stovall community. And when I put my condition there, I did not realize that this was actually a private drive. So it doesn't matter how they split the property, split it east and west or north and south.
They've got access.
They've got access, both of them. So a landlocked parcel will not be created.
You're saying if they split it either way here, they can get in off of this road
Or that
one? But this private road, does it belong to them?
No, it's public. There's several other people live down through here.
It's private, but it doesn't belong to one person.
Oh, okay.
It goes to-
Meaning the county does not maintain.
Okay.
Exactly, we're not maintaining that.
All right, so that's because there's people living. Okay, that's fine. Because I'm hearing private, I'm just saying, how can you go to your property?
Not just one owner. I live on a private road too, but several of us live there, so it's not.
Does this property though have the right to use that private road? Because even if it's a private road, if this property doesn't have access to it.
I think there still need to be something in the deed.
Yeah. And you know what you could do, you could come over to the edge of the property, run a 30-foot easement down the edge. That way, if and when that private road did not work out, they'd at least have access back out. They may have to build a road, but at least they'd have access back out. I actually had some people in today asking about this particular road and whether or not it was private or county maintained.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Scott, do you have any ownership of that private road that runs beside the property?
Yep.
You do?
Just in the car. I got all the, plaques and I got everything in a folder.
You don't see his...
I guess my main.
I mean, it's his own protection.
Yes, it's his own protection.
You know, if he has ownership of it, it won't matter, but if he doesn't, then it would be him that would
Right. That's...
be landlocked.
The reason I want to strike my comment about the condition on approval was because now we're presenting this in a formal meeting, and I wanted that condition to be eliminated.
Are you planning to split it northwest or east, or, north-south or east-west, do you know? Where both of them have access to the public road, or one have access on the public and one on the private?
The way Stovall Road went, and if you're thinking 5 acres this way, and Stovall Road is here, Cricket Creek Lane is the name of the private road. There's a name. I know of 5 families that live down that road, so that would landlock them if that road was closed. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It can never be closed. The length of my property, the whole Creek Lane is on
Your
my
side.
deed.
On your side.
So,
On your deed.
yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
And I know I can't never close it.
Yeah, we're talking about you closing, we're just making sure you would have access to that road.
Always the deed addresses it.
Okay.
If it arrests you, he's got to go ahead.
Did you have anything you'd like to say, Mr. Scott? Okay, all right, okay, that's fine. Any other questions? He's on 20 plus, I think. Okay. All right, have a motion to go out of public hearing?
Somebody else, anybody else?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there anybody else in the room that would like to speak on this issue? Okay. Can I have a motion to go out of a public hearing?
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right, we're back into regular session and we need to take action on this request. Do we have a motion regarding the petition from Jackie Scott?
I move we go ahead and let him split it like he wants to.
All right, we have a second.
I second.
All right, all in favor? Okay, all right, thank you. All right, now we're going to move on to old business. Our first item is the courthouse wall project.
Yes, ma'am. Madam Chairman, one of these days, we're going to get this off the agenda. Actually, I have a meeting this Friday with GDOT, and we're going to meet on site. We're going to talk about the ways to accomplish this project. They have now kind of come around, maybe they want to manage both portions of the project, which is fine with me. We just need to get to a resolution, but we are meeting Friday on that, so I wanted to mention that to you guys.
All right, we have a motion to table this once again to our next meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
That was me.
All right, we have appointment to the Zoning Board of Appeals. Are we ready with that appointment?
Don't think so, so I'm not.
All right. Well, I don't have my paper with me right now. Whose position was that? I mean, that was,
I think it's 3 people on that board, but it doesn't
So it's not-
necessarily,
any one district, it doesn't
well, I
belong
think
to.
what they
so-
did is they listed the last person who did assign someone, and was that District 5? So it's just, if you want to keep it that way.
Okay.
That was the last person who assigned someone was District 5. Is that right, Beverly?
So anybody, since there's only 3 on it, anybody can.
Could be any district.
Okay.
All right. We have a motion to table the Zoning Board of Appeals.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right, we have appointment to the IDA Board, District 4. Are we ready with that one?
Madam Chair, I would like to make a motion that we put Lee Taylor on the IDA.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right.
We got Lee.
Okay, all right. All right, next under old business is the approval of the fire bond documents.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, these are the documents that will allow us to be able to close on the fire bond. I think the closure's for next week. I can't remember whether it was Tuesday, the 4th. I was thinking the 6th. But anyway, it is ready for closure. These are bonds that will allow for the distribution of funds. They need to be signed by the chairman, the attorney, Beverly. It allows Bill and I to be able to, utilize the funds for the projects going forward. We've already been through court, with our hearing on everything. We're going to send them a copy of that. So really what we need is just confirmation of all the documents that are necessary for the fire bond closing, and allow the chairman and all necessary parties to sign those documents. They return them to our bond.
Okay, can we have a motion for the approval of and confirm the fire bond documents and the signatures of all those necessary to execute?
So moved, Madam Chair.
We have a second?
Thank you.
Second. All in favor? Okay. All right, next we have confirmation of the USDA grant.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, I wanted to bring this forward. I know Ms. Shirley's been working, and appreciate her help with USDA. We had actually had an opportunity to apply for a grant, had a very short window when we learned of this, but Bill and Kelly and others really worked very hard to get this deadline met. And interestingly enough, after we got it submitted, They actually extended that deadline. But anyway, we have extended it. We should know fairly soon if we're going to get dollars. These would be used as part of our Court Square project if those dollars become available. So we'll keep you guys abreast of that, but I did want to let you know and just get that into the records that we had made that application.
So no action needs to be taken on it?
Just action to confirm.
Okay, all right, we have a motion to confirm the USDA grant application.
So
I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Madam Chair? I'd like to, once again, I can do this at my time to speak, but to Mr. Gay, to Bill, and unfortunately Kelly is not with us. I want to personally thank you all for all the hard work, and even though the time frame that we had. But once again, this is a great opportunity. If the county do receive it, it would offset the cost that we would have to come out of the general fund. So once again, appreciate all the hard work you all put into it. I know we saw that letter that extended it, but you never know.
That's right.
You know, it's better to have it there than not. But once again, I really do appreciate it and appreciate the county looking at other potential grants and programs that are out there that we can also take advantage of that will be, help us in these different projects that we have. So once again, appreciate all the hard work you all put into that.
All right, we'll move on to new business. Okay, surplus of cell phones.
Chairman, Commissioners, we have quite a few cell phones. You have a list here, the serial numbers and all in your packet. That just absolutely, they're not in our regular service with the county right now. And these become obsolete so quickly that we felt like it was probably a good idea to go ahead and surplus these to see if we could, sell those units before they become something that, is not usable to anyone. And Skip has worked on, I think, submitting this list. And what we'd like to do is go ahead and maybe get back with them to assign a minimum value on these and then work on how we may want to get the word out for distribution of them. If anybody's interested in one, to let them know. And we'd recommend that you guys take that first step, which is declare these surplus.
Okay, all right.
And allow us to go ahead and, get the advertisements out.
Okay.
I think I would like to just ask you a question, Madam Chair, if you don't mind. What is the value of these things?
Guys, it's going to vary from phone to phone.
We've got some that's honestly not worth $10.
Yeah.
We've got some worth, hundreds of them.
Madam Chair, I could say the one that says flip phones.
Yeah.
We know what that was worth.
We got 2 flip phones.
With that, Madam Chair, I move to surplus.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right.
Thank you.
And y'all will let everybody know, however we're gonna, what
Yes,
procedure
we'll
we'll use to do
we'll
that.
come up with a procedure. Susan, I'll talk about briefing this afternoon. So.
Okay. All right, next is to accept the RFPs for mowing at Lake Meriwether, Industrial Park, and the airport.
Yes, ma'am. We had hoped to be able to have this back for recommendation of the bid tonight. We were not able to get those done, really. That's my fault. We had quite a bit of difference in the bids. They range from what we consider very high to bid to what is very, very low. And that kind of proceeded all the way through. So what I would like to ask you guys to do, I know we want to get started on this over the next couple of days or so. We will indeed analyze those bids, make sure that everybody's met the specs of the bids, and then I would like to call you guys and get the approval to go ahead and notify the successful bidder. If we're ready to do that, we can confirm that at your next meeting. But we really just need a little bit of time to be able to analyze those bids to make sure that everybody is in compliance, because we had a huge spread of bids. I mean, they were like
Can you give us
tremendous
some amounts? I
amount.
just don't have any idea
Sure.
what to expect.
I've got a copy, here we go. I mean, we had some bids, for example, that went from 27,000 down to 3,800. And then we had another one that went from 52,000, almost 53,000 down to 6,200. And we had another one from 27,500 to 4,200. So it's like they're all over the place, and we just need to be sure that everybody's met the specs of bids, getting what we need, The low bid is capable of doing this, I'm not saying they are or not, we just had that chance to look. We'll analyze it, if not, then we'll go back to the second bid. We also want to take a look at considering the work and the impact on whether or not that's going to be in the best interest of the county to award these or to keep maintaining as we currently maintain it. I mean, obviously, if we were at the high scale of this, my recommendation would be we'll just keep cutting it ourselves. But we did break it down into 3 different projects as well. And it may very well be that one of them fits within what's best for the county and another one may not.
doesn't.
Madam Chair, so the main difference is they were bidded each individually, or they could have bid them as a group.
They were supposed to bid them individually.
Individually, and the range, and that is the range?
Individually.
Individually.
So therein lies the, wow, we got to.
Unless there was some miscommunication.
Misunderstanding.
Right, well, there should not have been, because we actually had.
Because y'all met on site on
We
each
met on
side.
site on every one of them, yeah. And we just need to have an opportunity to analyze these, and I have not had a chance to do that. And Beverly and Bill actually opened the bids and recorded everything, so I appreciate them doing that. So I will contact you guys after we have a chance to look at it. We'll try to get that done this week.
Okay. All right, can we have a motion to table the RFPs for the mowing to our next meeting?
I move we table, in the meantime, they're allowed to work on it.
Okay, have a second? Second. All in favor? All right. All right, next we have a line of budget amendments, and these all come from Mr. Bill. I know we have copies of all of these in our packet.
I also sent these out to you earlier.
You did.
Last month sometime.
You did.
And these are just the last of housekeeping of budget amendments for last fiscal year. I'll quickly take them one at a time. Budget amendment number 16 has to do with the date fund, just cleaning that fund up.
I mean, it's not spending any money, it's just moving it from a different line item. All right, can we have a motion to accept amendment number 16 regarding the date fund?
So moved.
We have a second? Second. All in favor? Okay,
Amendment
next.
number,
I just.
Amendment number 17 has to do with the jail fund. Again, we're doing the same things we did with the date fund.
Okay, can we have a motion to accept budget amendment number 17 regarding the jail fund?
So moved.
We have a second? Second. All in favor? All right, next.
Budget amendment number 18 has to do with the law library fund.
Okay, we have a motion to accept budget amendment number 18 for the law library fund.
So moved.
We have a second? Second. All in favor? All right.
Amendment number 19 has to do with the hotel motel tax fund.
Okay, can we have a motion to accept budget amendment number 19 for the hotel motel tax?
So moved, Madam Chair.
We have a second? Second. All in favor? All right.
And the last one, number 20, it involves the general fund, but we're just moving budget amounts around. We're not spending any money anyway.
All right, can we have a motion to accept budget amendment number 20? So moved. We have a second. All in favor? That's it.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you. All right, we have number 8 on here, the capital lease program. Was that supposed to be for the other the things we added, or was?
No,
something?
that's on there, on its own.
Okay, all right, okay.
It's our recommendation that we enter into a capital lease program with budgeted funds that we have for this year, in the amount of $120,000 per year. Those come out of budgeted funds, and of course we'll have the 125 this fiscal year, but we'll have other funds that we can use to make any lease payments that the board enters into or finances situations. Again, it's our recommendation that we enter into a capital lease program.
And that will be within this budget year, but it may not take place right now. It may be closer to time for but we'll have the funds to make any payments that we would have in between.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Madam Chair?
Uh-huh.
Is this for the sheriff or for public works, or is this is the?
This is for This is the umbrella.
The umbrella to just do it. Okay, I understand. Okay, thank you.
All right, do we have a motion to enter into this capital lease program?
So moved, Madam Chair.
We have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All right, next is the 2017 tax anticipation note. And have some of these on.
Well, we don't need the funds at this point in time. With the two culvert projects coming on, shortly to come online, as well as the big program. I think it's in our best interest to go ahead and advertise
For bid.
for the note and get that in place. What we'll do is put an ad in the paper and send out letters to the banks within the county,
Okay.
just to get them to go up. And although we probably won't use maybe like $1.5 million, $3/4, I would like to ask that the note not to exceed $2.5 million.
Okay. All right, can we have a motion to go out for bid for the 2017 tax anticipation note not to exceed $2.5 million?
So moved, Madam Chair.
We have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All right, thank you. All right, the airport project award of bid.
Madam Chairman, Commissioners, this is the project at the airport that will remove the obstruction clearances on the south end. There's some area there that needs to be graded back. And then the second phase of this will be to remove some rock on the north end, and all of that is in preparation for the parallel taxiway, which will come down the line. Bids were sent out by Lead Edge, the engineer for this project. They reviewed to make sure everybody had indeed met the specifications, and indeed they have, and their recommendation is the award to McCoy Grading as the lowest bid on this particular project. And what we'd like to do, this may come back from the state as a contract awarded to the airport authority, but it may also come back awarded to Meriwether County Board of Commissioners, because we've been pretty involved in moving that project forward. And so what we'd like to do is ask for the board's approval contingent that it does come back in and allow the chairman to be able to sign these bid documents once it's there. This is a really good program. The state's really working very well with us on this. And we also have some other areas that we're working on. We've got to have I guess you call it a flight path clearance, Mr. Buster.
That is, right.
And we're working, trying to get this project into this particular funding as well. So maybe the GDOT will end up paying, GDOT Aviation will help us cover that cost.
Well, I know you said that, the specs were met, but again, that's a lot of difference in price on those three bids.
It's a lot of difference in price, tremendously different. Sometimes you have, sometimes people will bid though, they think, well, maybe nobody else will bid, or I'll just get, I'll get it and I'll do it regardless for that price. There was a lot of issues of, some of them wanted to have allowances for rock and other things, but, there's not listed in the contract. It was not listed for allowance for rock. They just needed to make that allowance. But the bid was actually under the engineer's estimate of what it was. But
Is that for all three? I'm sorry, Madam Chair. Because one of the
it
bids,
was under for the low bid. So under for the low bid. Not under for all three.
I didn't think so.
But the bid, the company's a good company. They've done good work for us, and they're actually local, and we would recommend.
Well, it looks like all three were local that bid on it.
They were.
That was good.
That's right, absolutely. So, and we recommend that based upon the engineer's recommendation, and they're getting approval to.
Contingent upon it does come back to us.
Right, absolutely. Because this is one of those things, there's only a 30-day, once this is awarded, it's a 30-day project.
Right.
So it has to be completed in 30, and that came into play too with some people who had some other things lined up. So.
I think, Madam Chair, the question I wanted to be sure about, Airport Authority is definitely in line with the low bid.
Yes.
Okay.
They ought to be sure about that.
All right, you have a motion to accept this project award contingent upon it actually coming back to the Board of Commissioners so the chairman can sign.
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Okay, thank you.
Approval of the MIG application.
Madam Chairman, Commissioners, this is a big application for safety project, which is road striping. We have listed approximately 44.7 miles of roadway. Don't know that we're going to get all of that funded, but we will stripe as many roads as we possibly can. The county's match on this is going to be about $30,000. But that's a lot of roadways to get, and most of that is both center line and edge line.
Yeah.
There are a few that's just short streets that are received on the center line. But as we've indicated, this is a very needed project. We hope to be able to do it. Last year, a lot of our roads have faded striping or striping's almost non-existent. And we've included a list of roads, but I really didn't want to, put that out for everybody to look at right now, because I don't want people to say, well, you said you're going to do this. We don't know that we may get that list, but if we get all of this approved, that will be the list of roads that we do. If we get more dollars, we'll bring more roads back for consideration. And this application has been sent in, and we would just like to confirm this application for the records.
Okay. Can we have a motion to confirm the application of the MIG projects for striping?
So moved, Madam Chair.
We have a second? All in favor?
Thank you.
All right, the number 12, we had removed it. It was done in our work session, so our new number 12 is lease sheriff's office vehicles. And Mr. Bill?
In anticipation of the approval of the capital improvement lease program, the sheriff's office got quotes on vehicles, and I've supplied you with the cover sheet that you sent me. I have the actual quotes you can see. The low price is from Don Jackson Dodge in Union City for 4 SSG crew cab pickups, price is $28,565. And the sheet attached to that is the equipment that they will need to put on the trucks to make them sheriff's office ready, or whatever you want to call it. $7,365, which is a total of, what is that?
35.
It was this way. Oh.
35, 5, 6.
Oh, no, that's not that.
Is it 4 or 5?
Oh, here it is, right here.
It's
Second.
4, okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's four vehicles?
Yes, ma'am.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's all the bids.
Yes.
That's all the bids on the same vehicles.
Okay,
And so the low bid is the
Number 5.
number 5.
Okay,
Don Jackson.
okay.
It's our recommendation we accept that low bid from Don Jackson Dodge. That equipment vendors to supply the equipment. And we'll get bids from the local banks in the county and ACCG, so it can either be a lease purchase or traditional financing, whichever one has the lowest rate and the most payments. But I got a couple of quotes from local banks, and they were pretty reasonable. I was surprised that the rate was that low. But in saying that, they'll be well within the $52,000 that we have budgeted for that.
For the payments for this year. And we'll just say that those that were not in our work session prior to this meeting, this is all part of a plan of the board trying to get onto some kind of capital replacement program. As most of you know that have been coming to our meetings, we always seem to be having to react to everything. Something breaks down, we don't have what we need, then we have to come up with the funds. This is all a part of trying to get our entire county on a replacement program, so we are ahead of the game. This will be public works, this will be any equipment that we need, and this was all part of our discussion at the prior meeting. So with that being said, and hearing the recommendation from Mr. Bill, do we have a motion regarding the lease purchase?
The amount's $35,930.
That includes the additional things added on, right?
Yes, ma'am, that includes the equipment.
Equipment.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion regarding the lease purchase of the sheriff's office vehicles, $35,930?
So moved.
I have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All right, next is the lease of the public works equipment, and again, this comes from some of our discussion today at our work session.
I included this in the packet for y'all's consideration as well. Again, we have the funds available to do that.
Okay, and let's just say for the record, what would this be for 2 motor graders?
For 2 motor graders, the lease program is $52,562 a year over 5 years.
Okay.
Oh, that's
End of the lease, this is all, end of the lease, we have the option to return the motor graders for another one or purchase this.
And also with this, though, they're agreeing to purchase 2 of our old motor graders? Or we not, or we gotta go out for bid on that?
Surplus it.
We gotta go,
We'll have to surplus
surplus it and then go, okay, all right. But we have I mean, it is a demand for them, obviously, so.
It's pretty shocking what they,
And these would be a 1994 and a 1998 motor grader, and then we'd still be left with 2 2003 motor graders and then 2 17s, I'm assuming.
this should position us pretty well going forward.
And if anybody was at any of our previous meetings when Top Rail talked about splitting the county and trying to put work crews in different areas where they're constantly moving and something's going on in each district, having the equipment that's hopefully all of it running at one time would allow us to do this and get work done in a more timely manner and be more efficient about it.
It is. I failed to mention it is our recommendation that we enter into at least a purchase contract with Caterpillar for these 2 motor graders.
Okay. You hear the recommendation from Mr. Gregory. We have a motion regarding the lease purchase of the Caterpillar.
So moved.
All right, we have a second.
Second.
Any other comments? All in favor? All right.
Thank you.
It's a long time coming, yes.
We're still here? That's a dance for that one.
There's been a lot of work that's gone into this to figure out how we could do this and get on track and do this. And we appreciate all the work that Mr. Bill and Tyrell and everybody else and Mr. Gay has done on trying to get all this together. This is definitely a step forward for Meriwether County. All right, next we'll hear from Mr. Bill for our finance report.
Nothing really has changed since the last meeting. We're still at 3.2 million. And then we got the big.
I got too many papers here, I can't find.
Should have a lot of, you got the big out there as well as the 2.
Well, I have it here somewhere.
Yeah, it's a lot of paper.
Unless you have any questions, I will mention that Claire and I are meeting with the auditors in the morning, and I don't know what, really they come to talk to us about, but we're gonna talk about that landfill.
That's the first thing I was gonna
Yeah, I was
bring up.
saying.
$3. Yeah.
Oh, here it is, it's just,
Unless there's any questions, that's all I have.
okay. All right, any questions for Mr. Bill? All right, next we have a report from our county administrator, Mr. Gay.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Wanted just to mention a few things. Resurfacing bids are due April the 7th, and we're going to open those at 12 that day. Our culvert bids are going to be due for the 2 big major projects April 21st. In terms of the fire district, we got soil testing, which should take place hopefully next week on a couple of sites. Hope to have another couple of sites right behind those that we'll hopefully be able to test. We got a site engineer coming down the 2nd week of April to take a look at our properties from a layout of the building standpoint. We're going to be setting up a meeting with the architect to do that. We have been working, the chief's here tonight, he's been working on the M&O budget. We're going to have to go ahead and try to get that together. And we also been working on the fire truck specs. We'll go ahead and get those out because there's a long turnaround, even longer than motor graders on the fire trucks. So we have to do that. Bill's been doing a great job on trying to contact property owners' locations, and we've had 2 or 3 meetings on that. I think very successful. Appreciate his help on that, and what we've got to appreciate the chief and all he's done on this, and we're continuing to move this program forward. So as I say, we'll get funding next week, and we're gonna move forward, trying to get everything taken care of. We had calls over this past weekend of a suspected rabies that was involving a fox. And we don't know, the state did not test the animal, so we don't know if it's confirmed or not. Just the only thing we would say is just, all the citizens be very cognizant if you see a fox in the middle of the day that's out and about, or a raccoon or something. These animals are usually nocturnal, and just be very careful and very cognizant of that if you encounter any of those. Host fee bill. There's a bill, House Bill 205, which has been through the House, through the Senate, but it was modified in the Senate, so it's got to go back to the House. It actually raises the minimum host fee from $1 a ton to $3 a ton. So I will be contacting our legislators on that issue. Senate the bill. We've not finished reviewing that total host, but I'm hoping that that bill passes and will impact us in a positive manner with additional funds.
I actually got a call from one of our fellow commissioners from Butts County yesterday, just making sure that we knew about this bill, because it was an add-on. I mean, it was completely under the radar, and they were asking for our support. And fortunately, I had just talked with you shortly before. I knew that you knew about it, and you were contacting our reps too, but that would be nice if that happens, if it passes.
Yeah, we talked about the fees here just, meeting ago.
Well, guys, the board needs to take up the matter of the two existing motor graders that we need to surplus.
Okay.
They need to do it tonight.
Well, we go ahead and bid that way. Yeah, okay.
They need to do that, so they declare them surplus tonight, or we can do it at the next meeting.
Now, if we declare them surplus, you're going to continue to use them till there's a sale, correctly?
Right.
Until we get
We might have to wait till we get the other
I tell you what, let's do this, because I would authorize us to go forward and just say, go ahead and seek bids for this. Then, as we get the bids in, we can, we'll go ahead and declare it surplus at that time before we sell. So that way, we can go ahead and have all that in place. You could do it tonight if you wanted to, but I think you could do it that way.
But you don't need us to seek bids.
No, I mean, not really. We wouldn't want to seek bids on something y'all said, hey, we don't want to do that. But we know what the intent is with the vote. So we could go ahead and seek bids on that. We could say it's the intent of the board to declare these surplus, and we can seek bids.
Yeah, that way we're not held.
Right.
If something changes.
That's right. If something changes, you wouldn't have to accept it back. So, okay. All right, other issues, we'll just mention a couple of GDOT hearings. Meetings are coming up soon. One is March the 30th, and that's, I think, this Thursday night. It's in Manchester Community Building from 5 to 7. And what they're doing there is they're proposing to replace the existing bridge over Lane Street by reconstructing at the current location. And the total detour is 1.8 miles. And they are having a public hearing to take any input or comments or whatever on that particular project. Also,
We may not know, that is no further from here to the parking lot from the bridge they just replaced and closed and did that detour all that time. I mean, there's nothing to be done about it now, but I just don't understand why in the world they wouldn't do both of them at the same time. Because now you gotta go back and close and do all those detours again, and I promise you it's no further from here to that parking lot to that next bridge.
Madam Chairman, if I may, I talked with them about that, and it was two different funding sources.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Always money, I mean, and that's true, so.
all right, the second of those is in Warm Springs, and this is going to be on the project proposed to replace the existing CSX Railroad Bridge over SR 41 alternate US 27. That is going to be held on April the 13th at Warm Springs Community Center, again between the hours of 5 and 7. And that's a pretty major project. They're going to look at the detour route. The initial detour route they indicated was designated along the nearest state routes, but now they've gone back and they're going to, as a result of public input, they're going to look at a shorter detour route for non-truck traffic And they're proposing right now that be Jude-Line Road. So we just made the repairs to Jude-Line, but that is coming up on April the 13th. So just wanted to mention those two things to the board. We'll try to get those back on the calendar and get them out to you guys as a memo as well. We're going to be working on setting up a meeting for our Lake Meriwether board. We'll try to get that done right away. We run into being a little bit short-staffed. On CSX, I've called to GDOT Bridge. They're going to do the inspection of the bridge. Dan Stribley, we're hoping to get clearance to go ahead and open that road back up.
We need to get that open.
No,
It's
just
going so long now.
And then Sibley, there's a couple of things CSX still has to do. I sent them their information, but I've not heard back from them. But just like the courthouse wall, that's another one I really want to get off our agenda where we don't have to talk about it. Madam Chairman, that's all I have for tonight, unless the board has any questions.
Just one quick question.
Yes, sir.
Do we have any idea when GDOT's going to be able to inspect that bridge?
What happened is GDOT, federal government, sit down a deadline for GDOT to inspect all the major state route structures in Georgia.
Okay.
So all of a sudden they got overwhelmed with workload. They did go out and look at it for me ahead of time, and I appreciate them doing that because that's where we found the other problems that were there. But I will call them again this week and ask them. In fact, I'll be seeing some of them on Friday, but in the meantime, I'll call and see if we can get that road open. We need to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next comes a report from our county commissioners, and we have Commissioner Gray.
I really don't have anything. I'd just like to remind everyone that the Recreation Department is having to meet the board on April the 27th. Also, I would like
Where will that be?
It should be at the Miller School Auditorium.
Okay.
Also, I would like to challenge the board for our next workshop that we will come up with ways that we can generate funds for our Recreation Department. And hopefully I haven't talked with Mr. Gay, but that's something I would like to see on our next workshop.
Okay.
Anything else? That's it? Okay. Just have one thing I want to mention. I, along with the other commissioners that are here, were able to attend a check presentation this afternoon over at Lake Meriwether. And this was a $5,000 check given to us from Georgia Pacific. They had a environmental project they had to work on that was over all their divisions, and the plant in Warm Springs actually won. And with that came a cash award that they could use, really how they could choose in the, whether it's county or city or whatever, but they wanted to have something to do somewhere environmentally or whatever, and it's going to be used at Lake Meriwether. So we were fortunate enough to get that $5,000 check today, and we're appreciative of them. Georgia Pacific has been a part of our county for many, many years. I think we sort of forget about them sometime out there, but they employ a lot of people, and they're good about supporting things in some of the nonprofits and things in our county. So we are appreciative of that. Mr. McCoy?
Very good. I don't have a whole lot. Darren just reminded me that he and I did attend the dinner that we had for the St. Mary's group, and we did a little presentation on the flag that actually flew over the courthouse the day that we issued the proclamation was handed to them, and they seemed to be very appreciative of that. And then they began to stand up, and it was just amazing how emotional these kids had gotten over being able to work here the time that they did. So I thought that was great. The only other thing I was going to mention, the phones are ringing on roads now, folks, and I've been talking to Tyrell on a number of things that come up. And it's not just the phone. That text message comes up. It is unbelievable how quickly they can get in touch with you on a road or a bridge or whatever is out there. And I appreciate y'all responding, and that's the only thing that I know that we can do. And if we don't respond, that text comes right back. So anyway, that was all I had to say, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Hines.
Thank you. Just a couple of things. I can't remember, it was last week, it must have been last week. I attended an event at Greenville High School. It was Report Card Day. That is such an amazing opportunity. It's where people in the community, leaders, spend the day with the students at the high school from the 9th grade to 12th grade. You get an opportunity to kind of go over their report card with them. And it was so delightful to see these young people who some knew what they wanted to do, others weren't quite sure, but they were very taken by us taking time to be with them. So if you've not had the opportunity to do this, I highly recommend it. It's a very good, well-spent day with our young people in the county.
And they do it at both high schools.
Yeah, and I think this time they brought students from over, Manchester as well. But either way, be Greenville or Manchester, if you don't know how to get in contact with when the next time they're gonna have it, please get in contact with the school board. I think those who participated got more out of enjoyment than the students themselves. But once again, our students are doing good work, and we should be very proud of them. To the mayor of Lucasville, thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you at all our meetings. But I know that's not going to always happen. But once again, congratulations to you, and looking forward to Lucasville and the county working even more, as we've always worked together, but even more so as we move forward. So once again, good to have you. Once again, I've already commented on this, but once again, I thank Bill. I know you did a lot of work behind the scenes on our USDA grant. If that grant is awarded, it's $90,000.
Yeah, we asked for, I think, 70% of $90,000.
Okay.
That way we can have some skin in the game.
That's still good. So hopefully we are awarded. I think we met all the criteria, so I'm looking forward to us. Hopefully we can come back and say that's another check that's been given to the county. Also, I had an opportunity to attend a banquet that was with the Boy Scouts in Warm Springs, and once again, that was a very well program, well put together. There was a scene where the kids from Georgie, Washington did a little skit about their robots and how they were able to get these robots to do this little turnarounds and things. So once again, we always hear all the negative about what's going on in our school district. There's a lot of great things going on in our school district. And if we don't start promoting our students and letting them know that we are supporting them, they're not going to get it anywhere else. So once again, I say kudos to those who are involved and was part of that STEM, is that what it's STEM program? So we've got some things going on, so that was really good. Last thing is, April the 6th, I will host my first town hall meeting for 2017, so I encourage those to come out and be a part of the town hall meeting. It's going to be a candid conversation with your elected official. It means you can say whatever you want. I got on this.
Location?
It's going to be in Lucasville at the auditorium. Thank you so much. 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, I'm just not giving out enough information. Appreciate it.
You may regret the candid.
Well, you can't get no candy that it does here. So.
I said earlier, it's a shame I'm not in television. I could get Mr. Bennett's show.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's the most lightly entertaining one we had about closing a road. Some other ones we won't talk about.
Now we have a report from our county attorney.
I really don't have anything after public comment. We do have need for an executive session though to cover issues regarding legal, personnel, and real estate.
There's really not any action by the board, so if you guys would prefer, I could call you, fill you in on this. Well, if y'all would prefer, it's no action. I'm not asking you guys for any action. I'll be calling you tomorrow. That's right. It's just things we would tell you guys about.
Okay. Next comes time for public comment. If there's anyone in the audience who would like to say anything, you're welcome to come to the podium, give us your name and address, and we'll give you 3 minutes to speak. No one? Okay. Oh, yes.
Hold up.
Need to come up to the podium, huh?
Okay, if I can get my legs to work, I will.
Tommy Johnson from Woodbury, and I've mentioned this to Buster McCoy in the last week, so it's something that's bothered me. And this is something that Farron will be able to take care of. Advertising is my background, so in passing the airport, a place that we all are very proud of, there's no signage. I've spent some time out there in years past. And I think for the size of this county and the pride that we have of having our airport, if somebody can get a map, get some people to design something, I'll be glad to work with them on that.
Thank you. We've actually had that discussion. We are working on that.
I really don't need the podium. I just wanted to say thank you to Tyrell and they're engaged during, I had surgery on my foot, so I might not get around well at all. But I did call them when we had a little emergency on Hill Street. I just wanted to thank y'all for jumping on that during the holidays, and the commission was behind it as well. And for anybody that may not know, we did get the grant in Luthersville when I was on city council. And so the bank building in Luthersville, the money is now, we've gotten it. And so we will be starting on the bank building probably sometime in April or May. So.
Good. Madam Chair, I know we're getting ready to end, but I do want to make this comment. For those who know, Mr. Gay sits here and he shares things. We have so many projects. And the other day, I actually put them in an Excel spreadsheet or a Google document just to outline the number of projects. And each day, I hear about another project. Once again, hopefully we will come up with a system that we can document and track some of these different projects so that we can know where we're online with them and whatever. So once again, you know, this is a lot of work on you and your staff, but as a community, I ask those who have expertise in some of this work, maybe they'd be willing to volunteer their time and talents to the county as well. And also, we have 2 openings at the county and for an administrative assistant that is so well needed. Unfortunately, we lost a very good person, and at the animal shelter. So when we talk about opportunities in the county, these are jobs that are available in the county. I know it's been advertised. We're not promoting, but once again, you know, go back out into the community, share this with your community, people who are looking for work. You know, we want people to, as Carolyn mentioned earlier, about, you know, living here in Meriwether County, enjoying it, just, you know, that overall experience. And we want our people here to know that there are opportunities here. So once again, we've got several openings for the county right now. So.
And we'll use that spreadsheet to bring back to the board and show them what you worked on. We appreciate that.
All right, is anyone else who would like to make a comment?
Yes. I don't want to say but y'all need to look at your future meeting.
We've got to say we will not be here at 4:30 a.m. Our future meeting is April 12th at 9 a.m. It will not be at 4:30 a.m.
That's when she wrote it down.
And April 25th at 6 p.m. Is there any other business to come before the board? Hearing none, can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We have a second? Second. All in favor? All right, we're adjourned. Thank you.